Understood the way you described that verse then.
Sure.
So the Quran provides an explanation of the essence of how things work in the universe. Would that be a fair way?
Not just that, right? Not just that. Everything what the Quran tells you, everything for guidance and mercy for mankind, right? So those things that we would need for guidance, right? We need to know, for example, how to live with each other, how to govern with each other, what's right and what's wrong, what's your right, what's my right, as a neighbor, what rights you have. The Quran gives you that, right? To gain the mercy from Allah, right? How should you pray? How should you fast? It's not just like, okay, I'm gonna go for confession, I'm gonna go kneel like this, I'm gonna go do like this. No, the Prophet showed us, the Quran told us about the 5 prayers and about how to fast in Ramadan and how to perform Hajj. The essence of that will be in the Quran, and then the detailed explanation of that will come to the other sources, right? So the Quran, go ahead.
That goes against what that verse says though.
It's not, yeah, so let me, this is what I'm saying. Go ahead.
So it says, never was it, the Quran, right? Mm-hmm. So if we just jump, it says the Quran was a narration.
Let's read the whole verse.
Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. Okay. The Quran is a narration. So the Quran is the detailed explanation, not the. It doesn't talk about or even allude to those other 5 levels of study.
Okay. So you finished? I want to make sure I give you the respect you deserve. Okay. So when we study the Quran, we don't take a verse out of context. Right? Allah subhanahu in the Quran, we reveal the Quran and a hikmah and a wisdom with it.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
Allah says He revealed the Quran and a wisdom. Right?
I'm sorry.
Sure.
The noise is a little distracting, and I have a stuffy nose. So
no problem.
One more time. The Quran.
Allah revealed and with it a wisdom.
Okay, it was revealed and with it a wisdom.
Right. Okay. In another verse, Allah says that to the Prophet ﷺ to teach them the Quran, right? So they can understand it. Understand? So what this tells you that there was certainly in their stories a lesson. In whose story? The story of Yusuf alayhi salam and other that are in the Quran. For those of understanding, those who tadabbur, who contemplate on it, right? Never was it, the Quran, a narration invented. Like you were saying, somebody wrote it down. That's not the way it worked, right? The Quran was from Allah, but a confirmation of what was before it, meaning the earlier scriptures and what they had in the truth of it was in the Quran as well. What was changed out is left out, obviously, because it's preserved and those were changed, right? Before it. And a detailed explanation of all things, right? For what is going to come, and a guidance and a mercy for people who believe, right? So this is a verse that tells you that all explanations of things to come that are needed for guidance and mercy will be in the Quran. Now when we take that verse...
I think you did a little... Sorry, I have a question.
Go ahead.
It seems like you did a little bit of a...
I just read it.
No. You said you inserted a clause though.
No, I didn't.
No, you said things that are needed for guidance, right? You slipped in a little...
All things... And guidance and mercy for the people who believe.
No, just your syntax there. You slipped in a little.
So let me read it again.
A little commentary.
All right. But a confirmation of what was before it. And a detailed explanation of all things. And guidance and mercy for a people who believe.
There you go.
Right? So now this...
I'm sorry. That's just not how you presented it. I just wanted to clarify.
Maybe you misunderstood the way I read it.
Oh, no.
Okay.
You totally said that are needed for guidance. It just sounded like... Anyway, you just...
Did I read it right now?
You read it correctly that time.
Okay, so should we continue?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So, now we know that there is an explanation of everything that's needed in the Quran. But we also know from other verses that the Prophet's responsibility was that wisdom to bring to understand the Quran, right? For example, the Quran tells you, Aqimus Salat, to establish the prayer, right? But how will you pray now? Right? That we know from the Hadith. Right? That's why the Quran tells you, Ati'u Allah wa Ati'u Rasul. Right? Obey Allah and obey His Messenger. Right? Obeying Allah, you take the Quran. Obeying His Messenger are the ahadith. That's how we know the Messenger is not here with us today. You see what I'm saying? So when you take the verse in the light of other verses, that's how the ilm of tafsir comes. Otherwise, if you take anything out of context, if you take a verse by itself, you will not understand the depth of it. Do you understand now?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
I got that.
I'm glad we're clear. Anything else?
What else were we talking about? I can't remember. This was it. This is made. That
good.
verse is why I stopped.
I'm glad you're reading it. I'm glad you're trying to understand it. And again, if you want to sit and learn Arabic or learn the Qur'an, I'm more than willing to give you the time, sit down with you and explain things in detail, as long as the intent is honest and which I see you to be.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I'm thinking. I don't think so.
Right. If you do, come back.
That's the main why I stopped by.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
How's your reading going?
Huh?
How's the reading going?
It's slow because I'm still reading. I'm reading Japanese literature right now, so
Nice.
I'm trying to get to the Quran, but I'm reading a lot about Zen.
Nice.
Zen philosophy right now. So so it's going slow.
No, slow. All right.
All right. Well, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.